Going.
Everything all right?
Yeah. Just doing my job.
What's your job?
Keeping you guys in line.
Have that checked out immediately. Keep us in line.
Yeah. Your internal affairs won't do it.
What?
Your internal affairs won't do it.
Okay. Do you work for Clearwater or something? I have no idea who you are.
No, I'm the public, and I'm out here First Amendment auditing you guys basically at all times.
Oh. One of those guys. Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
One of those guys.
I mean,
Somebody classifies me as a certain group. I classify the cops as, all them guys.
are you trying to bait me into saying something silly?
I don't know. You gonna bait yourself? I can't make you do anything dumb.
We can agree with this, right? It's not typical citizen behavior to walk around going like this to every police car, right? That's not normally what happens, right? So I
No,
just wanted to
but
check
there,
on
it's
you.
getting more and more known now, and people are doing it. That hasn't happened here. I'm the only one here doing it right now. But
You're not the only one this year. I've never seen you, and I know at least 3 or 4 guys that are out here that do it.
oh, is there?
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
Well, see, it's getting more and more known then.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's happening all over the country because people are getting sick and treated like shit.
Have I treated you like garbage?
No, that's what we're gonna find out, though. Or you treat anybody else like shit, or you treat me like shit. I'm here to find that out.
Okay. You know we have these, right?
Yeah, but it costs money to get them, time, and you guys don't want to give them up. There's a few of them that I've already asked for you. They haven't given up, so.
It costs money and time to get these?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I
Yeah,
obviously have
it's
access
Freedom
to
of
them.
Information Act for you.
Yeah.
And it does cost money to get them some point in time, but I've got 3 broken ribs, a herniated stomach, and a broken elbow from this bouncer beating me up, which they didn't put in jail. Police think I'm the antagonizer, so we're going to let the state attorney handle it.
Sure, 100%. I mean, unfortunately, that's the way that it works, right? Is that we have to go through the steps with all the adjudication and things like that.
But
and then we have to
the
do
officer had the right, after that extent of injury is definitely a felony, had the power to arrest.
I'm not going to comment on that because I have no idea what you're talking about. And I
But-
don't know if it was here, actually, physically here.
Right there. And I got kicked off that sidewalk twice before that in 3-month period because I was supposedly barred from there for some bullshit.
Okay.
And I kept on saying I'm allowed, my friends are there. I'm going to stand there and talk to them on a public sidewalk. They want to make an issue. Talk to lieutenant, corporals, everything else. Supposedly had it handled. Happened again. Once was McMullen that did it. Threw me off a public sidewalk. That's my First and Fifth Amendment right. Took away right there. Then Edmonds. Well, we had a mutual. Okay, I'll leave. And I left for 3 months because I left town for 2 months. I also live in Pennsylvania. Came back. 30-day ban was gone. Edmonds already acquired that from them. Came back. Was eating here, drinking here for 2 weeks. No problem until the Friday that they were working.
So it sounds like you might have an issue with these guys, right?
Yeah, and the police. A year and a half ago, I was pulled over on my motorcycle, and I got pulled over for no reason. They said that I didn't have a plate on. I flicked it. It was down. They said, and then they lied and said it was up. Why would I put a fake plate on here to get the motorcycle down here in order to turn it upwards? It makes no sense.
I don't know, but did you get a ticket for that?
Yeah, and then they searched me, did all this other
Which
shit.
ticket did you get? What did they give you a ticket for?
I forget what it was. This is a year and a half ago, but it all ended up.
Roughly, what was the fine?
I can't remember what it was.
It wasn't $1,000, right?
They impounded my motorcycle, gave me a felony, found some weed on me, put a handcuff key in my wallet after they beat me up, dislocated my arm, grounded my face against the ground, lied on a police report. And this happened from one of the sergeants that wasn't even on duty for them sergeants. He had nothing to do with them officers, so he came over
Was that
talking
in
shit.
Clearwater? Or
Yeah, that was in Clearwater a year and a half ago. Look at my
Typically,
arm.
we're not-
Look at my gait. Which arm's fucked up?
Listen, I have no idea who you are. You could be born like that, right?
And my arm is dislocated, not dislocated, but the ligaments are so stretched that they have to be surgery put on.
So why did you move forward with a lawsuit for that?
I am. Right now, I wanted a year and a half to go by, and then this shit happened here. And believe it or not, if they would have arrested this guy and did their job, they came out and didn't even want to do a report. Washington and the other guy, I can't remember the other guy's name, came out here and told me, why didn't you have second shift do it last night? I was like, because I was hurt, and I had a bunch of...
Well, you can understand.
I was amped up.
Sure. Yeah. But
So now I'm calling now because I'm not so amped up, and I wanted to speak properly to you guys, and I just.
Well, in the future, here's just a suggestion, right? You do whatever you want. This isn't like you must blah blah blah. I'm not that at all, right? But if something happens, well, when you're on the scene, right, you're getting medical attention, make it clear that, hey, I want to move forward with prosecution on this. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
got to look at it from our point of view. right? Sometimes, hypothetically, right? I'm not saying this happened with you. I'm just saying hypothetical, right? Two guys get in a fight. One guy gets his butt kicked, right? And the other guy, all right, I don't want to do anything. They go this way, this way. This guy wakes up in the morning, bruised, battered up, and realizes, well, shoot, maybe I do want to move forward with prosecution. When really it was kind of a mutual combat situation.
The thing with me is I have high anxiety, depression, all this other stuff, you know, and I don't take anything up except for Delta 8 now because it's legal. Before it used to just be marijuana, okay?
Why don't you just get a medical marijuana card?
That's extortion. I think if I want to get Oxycontin, I don't have to pay $300 every 6 months, or $180 every 6 months, or $300 initial dollars to get it. Now every 6 months, $180.
You just got to pay for your prescriptions, right? You
yeah, but
you got to pay for medical insurance.
But then I got to pay for the weed and this bullshit money for something natural that grows natural. For Oxycontin, I don't need to buy a special license.
Well, yeah, but you using the whole
Xanax, all that
natural thing. I mean, so's heroin, right?
No, it's not.
Natural.
Heroin has a process for it.
Sure, but the active ingredient in it is growing, right? It's opium, right? You can smoke opium.
Yeah, but it's not acetated.
Opioids.
Yeah, but it's not acetated.
But what I'm saying is your argument is kind of invalid, right? If it just because it grows.
Regardless of what okay, well, put it this way. It's an herbal supplement. It's not technically a drug. A drug, like opiate, cocaine, they give off chemicals that are already in your body, okay? It's not the drug that is actually getting you high, but it's making those your body's sensory to it give off them chemicals, and that's what you actually get high on.
Okay.
Hemp doesn't do that. Now, does it? It doesn't give off any special chemicals. You actually have a system in your body that only reacts to the Delta 9, Delta 8, Delta 10. You have only a certain system that reacts to that. Nothing else can react to that system. It's called a cannabinoid system.
Okay.
So just like vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin D,
sure,
that you naturally need, in order for this system to act, it needs that herbal supplement. So technically, it's not a drug.
Well, what you're talking about is micronutrients versus macronutrients, and what your body creates naturally versus what you need as a supplement, right?
Yeah.
In order to survive, right? How are you doing, sir?
Morning.
Whatever time it is. Sure, but just because you hypothetically take, 400 milligrams of vitamin D, or whatever, 400 grams, right? Let's say 400 grams. Obviously, that's going to make your body react a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you should. No.
No, but here's the thing. No matter how much you use of vitamin D or anything else, I don't think too much of vitamin D will kill you. It might make you sick in some way.
It's going to make you,
yeah,
your liver's
yeah.
Your kidneys, right? You're going to have.
Well, here's the thing with pot. The worst thing about it is getting caught with it from the police. You're not going to die from it. You can't overdose on it. You're going to fall asleep and get the munchies.
Or you're going to walk into traffic.
No, who the hell does that?
Vehicle and drive.
I was smoking pot my whole life, man, and
I'm glad that you don't.
And I don't have to. No, not too many people do.
I'm glad that you don't have to see the impaired drivers that you have to deal with almost daily.
I was 16 years old smoking pot and driving, and the worst thing happened to me is I got lost. Just dazing off, and that's it.
This. Just dazing off, you put everyone who's either in a vehicle or on foot at risk around you.
I've dazed off not high though on the highway going from here to Pennsylvania.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be driving, man.
Well, everybody dazes off. It does it. But guess what? Your subconscious is 50,000 times faster than your conscious mind. So even at that point, if you have enough muscle memory in driving,
what does THC do?
It doesn't slow the subconscious.
Okay.
It might slow the consciousness a little bit. Depends on who you are. Also, it doesn't slow my consciousness down. It slows me down from a high gamma to back to a beta and alpha. That's about it. But beta and alpha is normal. Gamma isn't.
So you're not normal? Is that what you're saying?
I got a 168 IQ, and my brain goes really high into a high gamma. That's why Tesla and all them, Einstein and those people had depression and anxiety a lot. It was due to that high gamma thinking.
All right, well, we can agree based off of your high level of intelligence that you walking around with a phone
isn't normal, but it's needed.
Behavior, right?
Because so far, Internal Affairs hasn't done anything. And so my plan.
And I'm not asking you for your ID. Again, you're not detained. You can walk away and say F you.
Yeah, this is consensual.
100%. So if you're saying, just hypothetically, right? If one person is making all these accusations against this entire, basically, genre, right? For like, can you walk over here?
Yeah.
I just want to see you by car. And trained investigators, right? And you're saying that no one's doing anything about it. Now, again, I don't know who you are. Again, literally the first time I saw you was, let me make sure that guy's all right, because he's walking around like, it looks like you're tailing me through the parking lot.
I was.
Right? Okay, that's not typical behavior.
Yeah, but it's my job now. I got three broken ribs. I can make money off YouTube, and I can make money off lawsuits off doing this, which I'd like to.
So you're baiting law enforcement?
I'm not baiting you. I can't do anything that you can do.
You just told me you were when we initially.
Tell me if this is baiting. McMullen and Condicos, or whatever how you pronounce that, are right there. Condicos is faced this way towards traffic, blocking traffic at 1 o'clock in the morning or Christmas Eve.
Hold on, before you go into this whole story, are you trying to get me to talk about a situation I have no idea what you're talking about?
I'm explaining the situation. We could watch it on video right now. Lackluster just got a hold of my video, and San Joaquin Jr. got a hold of it. And what they do is they audit other people's audits. And one's actually a ex-police officer that does it now. He got 400-some thousand subscribers. It makes a really good money on it, and does a really good job. So far, no. I just started this 3 weeks ago. I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Right now, I'm at like 700 watch hours.
Well, so wait. So by me getting out and consensually encountering with you to check your welfare, right? I am potentially earning you money to make the cops look bad.
No, so you guys, I can't make the cops look bad. You guys can only make yourselves look like bad, just like they did. You watch the videos, and I don't swear. I'm not like a lot of these First Amendment honors. I'm not out here swearing at you. I'm not cussing at you. I'm not raising my voice.
You can edit them, right? It's not.
No, mine are all unedited. Oh, okay. Mine are all unedited, but the other auditors that grab mine do audit. They audit them, okay? And that brings me all the traffic, okay?
Right. So I could hypothetically, right, take my encounter with you and edit it to make you look one way or another in the public's eye. Right?
But I'm not doing that.
But the people who you're giving the videos to are pulling the videos.
And those people go to my channel and watch the whole thing. They tell me They tell everybody go to my channel. That's what drives business my way.
It just seems like it's kind of spinning what really happened versus what they want you to do.
Not at all. Mine is all raw cut, straight up walking from the incident, all the way walking away from the incident, of getting a ticket for walking a couple steps into the street and walking back. That's not illegal. That's not. He wrote me up for not using a public sidewalk.
Again, I'm not going to comment on the situation, but
I bet he doesn't even show up tomorrow. Tomorrow is the court hearing for that. I bet you don't even show up.
It's a $60 ticket. You know what I'm saying?
He's not even going to show up because he knows he's wrong. In the videos, look at your Clearwater Police Station Facebook page right now. There's thousands or more comments on there about this incident happened right there. Okay. And they're posting the videos right along with it of Lackluster doing it. Because like I said, he has 500,000 subscribers. I mean, I knew to ask for these people's help, and explain the situation down here and exactly why I'm doing this.
You understand, I mean, you're gonna make law enforcement not want to assist you.
They didn't already. Right? They showed up here, didn't want to take a report, and then wrote the report up.
Because you called about it the day after, or 2 days after.
No, it was that morning. It wasn't even 12 hours later that it happened.
Listen, I wasn't there, but I'm just saying, in the future, right? Just a word of advice. If you're involved in something that's an incident that could be criminal, right? Make it known that you want to move forward with charges, and then it sounds like that was the situation that kind of upset you, right, from the get-go.
That would upset me already, and then I've had one officer pull up on me while I was getting gas from my boat, and he come up and, "What's up, Justin?" Like this. I never even met him. Okay. Just to let him know that he knows who I am. Then I'm going to make a report on him.
For what?
For him coming up and just going like this, just like this one. There's two more right here. Listen, the same thing happened here. I was recording two of them. Never met either one of them. He was like, "Hey, what's up, Justin?" That means there's a bulletin on me. But then I said, "How'd you know my name?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm a carny. I used to work for the carnival. I'm very good at guessing names." That's on my channel too. That one isn't, because I wasn't to start this back then. But now I record police because of that reason. It's retaliation and trying to intimidate me right there doing that. I never met you in my life, but you know my name and tell me you're a carny. You treat the public like that?
How is someone knowing your name retaliation?
But then me asking, "How do you know my name?" And he says he works at the carny, he's good at guessing names. Come on, man. That doesn't seem like retaliation of just being sneaky and
what, though? What's it?
Exactly. Why would you do that?
Well,
Ask me, why would he do that?
well, hold on, relax, man. You're getting amplified here.
No, because I hate cops planning. I hate it. The only reason that would possibly happen is he's trying to get under my skin.
Well, it sounds like whoever it was did a pretty good job because you're all amped up about it right now. And
Yeah, because I'm sick of the police, man. I'm not all of them. Edmund is all right, but Edmund still doesn't know the law, and he broke my rights over there, did over there. But I even turned the phone off with Edmonds, and I probably will turn the phone off eventually with you if I see you around, because he doesn't seem like a bad guy. And I like to have a good, cordial conversation, and I'll put this on YouTube also, even the cordial conversation. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't violate my rights. But it seems like you generally are, you're not smug, you're not arrogant, you know, which most of these guys are that I run into, you know.
Well, let's say you said Justin's your first name,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Do you mind if I call you Justin?
Go
Is that
ahead.
cool?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know you obviously, so don't think that I'm like I know you. Whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I've never seen you, never talked to you a day before in my life, right? If you, again, just put the shoe on the other foot, right? You seem like a pretty intelligent guy. Seems like you could probably demonstrate some empathy. If you truly are, there's a lot of guys who live their life on the internet, right? That's what people do these days.
Yeah.
Right? So if they're running around looking for auditors on YouTube, which is not something I do in my free time, right? But
Yeah.
if they are and they know who you are, then there's not necessarily a bulletin on you. It's just maybe they're.
This was before the channel even blew up. That was, they didn't even know nothing about it. This channel just blew up in the past 2 days with over 150,000 views from Lackluster that sent it my way.
Again, and you keep saying that like I should know. I don't know. I'm saying like no disrespect to anybody, but it's not.
Here's a respect.
I don't usually do a whole lot of let me find cop auditors in my free time. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, here's the thing. A lot of these auditors that are auditing other people's audits, like there's a guy named Isaiah, I forget, but it's We the People.
Okay.
His channel is. He's only been on for like 4 months now. He's got over 50,000 subscribers, and he's an ex-cop, ex-sheriff from Florida. And
Well, sure, maybe.
yeah, well, he is. I looked him up. He really is.
Why is he ex?
Because he doesn't work for the sheriff department or the police,
Yeah.
because he got sick of the way cops act, the way they violate people's rights, how cops don't even know our rights. He said, well, I'm 6 months in the academy. He was like, my sergeant or anybody else above me didn't even know the law, so I studied it myself. And now he's protecting our rights. He's out there telling us, and he audits other people's audits. And, you know, he's very unbiased, you know, but he will say that this is kind of wrong of this person to do this, you know, even if he is in his rights, he'll be like, you shouldn't do that. He'll still say that type of stuff. That's why I'm saying I'm cordial. I don't cuss and I don't yell until I get a reason to, you know. I'm not like there's other guys out here just giving you the finger for no reason. If I don't know you, I'm not going to give you the finger or hate you or anything. There's a need for police, but good police. And it's becoming rare every day. If you watch these First Amendment auditor videos, they might teach you our constitutional rights a little better than what the Academy did. I don't know how much you brush up on your constitutional rights or all our rights, but that'd be a good start for all cops to be doing that, you know.
And you think by doing this, that's the way to make it happen?
Only way it's going to reform here, I've got all these complaints in internal affairs, no wrongdoing in every last one of them. When there obviously there is, you know. A simple traffic stop should never end up with a dislocated shoulder. And
Well, you can't just understand this, right? From our point of view, there's no such thing as a simple traffic stop, right?
okay, with no violence on a traffic stop, there should be no dislocated shoulder.
Why were you charged with what felony? Again, you can walk away and tell me
Yeah,
none
yeah.
of your business.
No, I had some weed on me. That's
Okay.
a felony. They put a handcuff key in my wallet,
How much weed did you have?
like 2 ounces. So that was a felony.
Well, I mean, that's not.
I smoke a lot of weed. Well, I used to. Now I smoke the Delta 8 because it's legal. And now I actually made a business doing that, and I make money from it a little bit. It's growing, but, you know, it's drug dealing that's legal. You know?
So you're admitting to being a drug dealer?
So is the pharmacist.
All right.
You know?
So let's figure out. I want to find. You know what? I want to find what stemmed this true hatred of prior to this traffic stop. Right? Again, you can walk away at any time. I'm just trying to understand you a little better. Prior to this traffic stop, where you had 2 ounces of weed, your handcuff key that somebody else put into your wallet. I don't know why they would do that though.
This is my hatred for some police, most police now.
Sure.
It stemmed since I was a younger kid, since I was 13 years old.
Okay, what happened then at 13?
At 13, two of my friends stole a pair of Jordans when they first came out in 1993 in a bowling alley.
Okay.
The cop made me tell on my friends.
He made
And then,
you?
yeah, well, he
How did he
said,
make you?
well, he lied to me and said, well, you know, it's all legal and legit to do that, but he lied to me and said, if you tell me the truth, because they were too big for my feet anyways.
Right.
They would never fit me, but they fit both of them,
Okay.
you know. And they say, well, they said that you stole them. I said, well, they said that, and yeah, cops are allowed to lie. I understand that, and I understand the reasoning for some of it, you know. But sometimes it goes too far. You're lying to a 13-year-old kid on his friends, doing that to give them up. I don't even really understand that.
Let's back this up. Let's back this up. The whole root of this conversation, right, that this cop even had to you, was because a crime was committed, right, by you and or your friends.
Yeah.
So what do we do to keep that from happening? We don't
Somehow,
do the crime, man. Like,
I didn't do the crime. Yeah, I didn't do the crime though. So then he made me tell all my friends.
But you knew about it,
and I
right?
still ended up
So
on,
you were principled to it.
because I still told on him though. You're allowed to plead the fifth also, which I don't know at that time either. I'm allowed to plead the fifth and say nothing at that point.
Sure.
And he would have, and he could have never done nothing to me.
Okay.
But I didn't know my rights at that point in time.
So why is that law enforcement?
And most people don't.
Why is that law enforcement's fault?
It's kind of a trickier thing, ain't it? Like, do you want to be known as a ruthless liar?
I don't listen. What you think of me is what you think.
No. Do you want to be known as like a ruthless liar, or the police in totality? Because they are. You're paid liars. When
Okay.
the Supreme Court said you're allowed to lie, but that you're only allowed to lie pertaining to a certain situation. Like when these cops lied to me and they said, oh, you didn't have your seatbelt on, we want your ID. I said, you didn't get my fucking ID. I had my seatbelt on. I got it on camera. You know?
Okay. I don't know when that. Now was that a different?
This is
traffic
time with
stop?
Hodges when Blair called him, the police, and I was with Blair, and then they started
Blair
bitching at this guy. Well, he's a guy over here that they don't like either, that has houseboats. So Hodges is reprimanding him something that happened 2 weeks before. So I pulled up my phone, and this is before all this channel shit. And he was like, get my good size, being all thuggish and acting like an animal, running at me with his gun like this, literally running at me, which I found out that's actually, what do you call it, assault. You don't have to touch somebody. So I found out that was assault. Tried turning it in, they didn't do nothing about it, internal affairs. And then when they pulled us over on, right afterwards, after 2 hours we were there, they were waiting for us for us to drive off. Finally drove off. He had his hazards on. He pulled us right over in here. Hodges says, if you give me his name, I won't give you a ticket. So it's bribery, right? It's a police officer bribing somebody else for my name, for my Fourth Amendment rights. Okay, and these things went on and on before
What is
this.
your Fourth Amendment right, sir?
Fourth Amendment right is be securing your people, places, and things, basically your house.
What does the verbiage say?
You tell me then. The verbiage to me is people. You're securing your papers.
Yeah, but Justin,
Which is your ID?
perception of something isn't necessarily how it's written, right?
Okay, well explain how it doesn't explain.
Because I'm not a constitution or a history teacher or.
Well, your Fourth Amendment is very. You should definitely know this. You're a cop. This is your fourth law in the books. I mean, all them other laws are bullshit, and unless you read the first 14, I'd say.
Maybe that's
The first one is what? Your First Amendment.
gonna go
That's
through
the
this,
first
sir.
law on the books. You
But
should know that.
If you're traveling in a vehicle on a public vehicular roadway,
See,
and there is a traffic infraction that is committed, what does that have to do with the Constitution, first and foremost?
I don't get what you're trying to ask. If I break an infraction driving, what does that have to do with the Constitution?
Yeah, your right to be secure in your person and your home, right? Essentially.
Yes.
Right. So how is me gathering, not me, but how's gathering your name violating your?
You don't know that?
I mean.
This isn't Nazi Germany without without your RAS, your regional articular suspicion of a crime. Not just it just can't be suspicion of a crime.
They had that, right?
Huh?
They had that, right? You were driving a car, right?
When?
In this situation.
No,
this scenario.
Blair was driving the car. I was the passenger.
Oh, okay. See, now I'm with you. All right. All right. That changes.
Yeah.
Drastically.
That's what I'm saying. The cops need to know your amendment rights because some cops will pull you over and be like, I'm a cop. Every time I ask for it, you have to give it to me. You know how many cops believe that? Every time they ask you for your ID? How many times I've heard that myself?
Listen, the book's pretty big as far as traffic violations.
I'm not talking about traffic violations. I'm talking about period. If I'm walking down the road, cops want my ID. They've wanted it before when Blair got in another boat accident with these houses over here a while back. Wanted my ID. They didn't get it for 2 hours, then made something up. Said I stole a t-shirt from Brown Boxer. I'm a suspect. I said, you're still not getting my fucking ID because you just made it up after 2 hours of me being in your face. It ain't gonna happen. You still ain't getting it. So they arrested me.
Well, if you're a suspect in a crime,
I wasn't a suspect in a crime. They played me. They tried playing it, just like they played that ticket right there, and I just let him get the ID now. And now I take it to his 1983 civil lawsuit. That's what, you know. Why do I have to go to jail? I could still probably settle out of court for $10,000 or $20,000 for this 15, 20 minutes of my time that you violated intentionally. I could get more if I went to jail, but who wants to go to jail? That place is horrible. Pinellas County is horrible. This is the worst place I've ever been.
Let me ask you this: who initiated this contact?
I did. Well, technically they did because they're breaking the law. You can't, without your emergency lights on, you cannot park on the opposite side of the road facing this way.
How much traffic was there?
0, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, so they're telling me it's not a retaliatory ticket. I walked only up to where the car was to show it, and they hit me with a ticket. Who was I causing trouble to now? Who was I getting in the way of at that point in time to write that ticket? It's retaliatory, correct?
Let me ask you this.
That's retaliatory. No.
I don't know the situation.
Answer that.
Like, sir,
that is the situation. Just explain it. Does it sound retaliatory now?
I don't know the situation.
You just did. You want to cop explain their reasoning, but not say anything with mine.
This is what I'm trying to understand, right? So before I answer your question, right? You have to understand, from my point of view, right? I wasn't there. I have no idea what you're
I got it on video. Want to see it?
Not really, but if you want to show it to me, then...
All right, guys. I'm going to let you go for now. I'm going to show them this video from Lackluster.